It's been a long Monday, but guess what? Now it's happy hour. Sit back, relax, and unwind with a rewind. Drink with Rick Rewine, only on 100 TV.
Hi, and welcome to the Drink with Rick Rewine. I'm Rick, and this is a showcase of clips and highlights from classic episodes of the Saturday Night Winestream, featuring wine reviews and general off-the-cuff entertainment. In this episode of the Rewind, I open, taste, and review a Chianti Classico from Italy. I also tell you what foods I think it will pair with, and explain why I don't trust a lot of 5-star ratings for products purchased online, including wine. So sit back, relax with your favorite libation, and drink with me as we rewind the review of the Poggio Scalet 2017 Chianti Classico. And welcome to the Saturday Night live stream, or I should say the Saturday Night Wine Stream. I hope everyone's doing all well. I am, because I have in front of me a bottle of Poggio Scalet Chianti Classico, and that is what we'll be drinking tonight. And also I have an assortment of snacks to go with it, and hopefully this will be a good combination. I spare no expense with the wine, really, because that is the star of the show, is the wine, and that's what we're going to open up here shortly. So tonight what we have is let me see if I can pull this up. There we go. I'm going to be opening a Poggio Scalet Chianti Classico tonight. This is a 2017. It is an Italian wine imported. Let me see where it's imported from. The actual area. And it's in Italian, so I can't really read. I have Italian heritage, but I do not speak or read Italian very much. It is imported by a company called Winebow in New York, and this. Let me get a shot of the back label here. Here's a shot of the back. And I'm going to read this. This is the Chianti Classico Poggio Scalet comes from grapes grown on the steep sloped vineyards of the beautiful and unique hill of Ruffoli and Greve in Chianti. Ruffoli and Greve in Chianti. Okay, that was a period there. It's hard to read. This is a very small type. Stony and steep soils, but generous and giving qualities to the grapes produced here, even more enhanced by a perfect southwest exposure. Another tribute to Chianti Classico area in which by now Vittorio Fiore has been working for several decades and that has always donated wines of superb quality. And that's what all that says. And if you can't read the label there from this photo, that's okay, because I'm looking right at the thing, and I can't read it much either. So that is what we're going to be opening up. And to open this bottle of wine, I'm going to be using this trusty little opener. This is the third time. Actually, the fourth time I've used it, because I opened a bottle while we were not live streaming. And I'm going to be using this thing. This is a special opener that my wife got for me. And I've only used it a couple of times. So bear with me. The way it works is we put this over the bottle. We Squeeze tightly. Whoop. And this opens right up. It's a little awkward for me because I'm in a sitting down position where the bottle is actually a little higher than I am. And then to get rid of the cork, let me set this aside so I don't cause an accident here. Get rid of the cork. We grab the cork and do the reverse. There we go. It's a very cool little contraption. My wife got it for $5 at a yard sale. No, it was a estate sale a few weeks ago, and it's turned out to be a really nice little gadget. I like it. Yes, I really like that corkscrew, and I used it a lot until it broke. But that's another story. On to the review. I gave the wine a swirl, a really long sniff, and a taste. Not necessarily in that order. Did I like it? Let's find out. Anyway, I'm going to open this up, or I'm going to pour this. I already opened it. What am I saying? I'm going to pour this in the glass, and we'll give it a good whiff. So I have poured this in the glass. This is in my Cooper's Hawk glass that I purchased in Orlando last month. It's a really nice glass, real crystal. And that's the way to drink a good bottle of wine. I'm going to give it a nice whiff. It definitely smells like a Chianti. And I can smell a hint of black cherry. Yeah, definitely taste black cherry in here. And let's see what this is supposed to have in it. What it's supposed to taste like. Yeah, it's supposed to have a flavor of black cherry and some blackberry. I don't know that I can really taste the blackberry in here, but I can definitely taste some black cherry. It's a 2017, so it's not real old. Let me give this a good whirl. Twirl. And let's see what it has for legs. There are some artifacts in here. I can see a couple of pieces of cork I got in there. Or is that sediment? I can't tell. It looks like cork. Yeah, it's cork. Little cork never killed anyone yet, right? Oh. It has a medium body. It's not too light. It's not too heavy. It's at a medium body, and it does have. The cork pieces kind of get in the way a little bit of the the rivulets. Can't really get rid of that, but hey, maybe I can just kind of drink the cork right out of there. Seriously. Anyway, it's not a bad wine. It's actually a pretty good wine. I think I picked this one up from the wine store at wine store. I think it was $13, $14 a bottle. Oh, let me see. Okay, $14.99 a bottle is what they're selling it for. That's the net on it, and that sounds about right. It sounds like about what I paid for it, and I think it's definitely worth every penny. $15 a bottle, I think, is a fair price to pay for this wine. It's easy to drink. And I do like it's not real oaky or anything. It's not real, it's actually pretty decent.
I did like the Chianti, and I've purchased several bottles since. Does it pair well with food? Well, here are my recommendations.
It's always good to have something with the wine because you just drink the wine straight. It's all that alcohol going straight to your system. Something to break that up a little bit. It's a good thing. I have, and I can't really show it to you too much, but I have a piece of chicken. And let's see, I have some turkey pepperoni and a couple of kinds of cheeses. I have a mozzarella, and I think this was it was one of the Parmesans that I had. I'll try that one a little bit later. This goes good with pasta, by the way. This goes good with pasta, spaghetti, linguine, let's see, any angel hair pastas, pretty much any kind of pasta, ziti, let's see, a chicken parmesan, any of that will work okay. This actually, I think it'll work well with pizza. I've had a good Chianti with pizza before, and it actually pairs pretty well with that. In fact, I had pizza earlier today, and I think this, of course, I didn't have any wine with it, but I think this would go well with a decent pizza.
As I said before, I have purchased several bottles of this wine since my review, and it does go very well with pastas and pizza. So my recommendation stands. Up next, I explain why I don't trust a lot of 5-star ratings for products, including wine, and who you can trust for those recommendations. Stick around, because this rewind is just getting started. The internet can be a great resource when shopping around for wines. The downside of buying wines online is that you can't taste test them before you buy, so you don't really know what you're getting before you get them. That's true of any product, really. Here are my thoughts on the risks of trusting reviews and ratings when shopping online, along with a solution.
You go online and you see ratings, and this is true of anything, not just wine, but ratings. There was a short period of time, that you could trust ratings online for the most part because they were all pretty much genuine people that try a product, whatever it was, and they would give their honest review, a rating on it, and they would say, well, I like this or I don't like this. And that was once upon a time, but these days, it's very difficult to trust online ratings. Whether it is that you're looking for a restaurant online or a hotel to stay at, it's not easy you sort of have to do a little detective work and sort of read between the lines nowadays to figure out which ratings are real, because there's so many fake ones out there. There are a lot of ratings that are fake, and this has been perpetuated in a couple of ways. On Amazon had a big problem with this not too long ago, where you would get, in fact, some of the Chinese manufacturers that would sell on Amazon, they would give people items for free to give their review, but it was the incentive that I'm going to give this to you for free, so give me a good review. And some of those people would just give a 5-star review just because they got it for free, whether it was any good or not. I recall, in fact, that was one of the reasons why Tommy and I started the Free Stuff Show podcast. And this is not a pitch for the Free Stuff Show podcast by any means. I'm just mentioning that this is one of the reasons why we started it, was because we wanted to be able to give honest reviews for things that companies had given us for free, give them honest reviews. And we have an SEC disclaimer on our website saying, hey, we got this for free. We're giving this our honest review. We're not going to, we're verifying that this is something that we've tested ourselves. And the review might not be good. There have been cases where we've gotten a free item and we didn't give it a good review. In fact, there are a couple of items that we've received that we gave them horrible reviews. And of course, the manufacturer, the person who gave us the item for free, didn't like that. But you know what? We've got to be fair about it. We've got to be straight up. There was one in particular that it was for a book about how to get free stuff. of all the crazy things, this was a book about telling you how to get free stuff. And the book was we picked it up and they were offering it to us for free so we could give them a review. And they were selling it for, I don't remember, $3, $5, something like that. But Tommy and I each downloaded a copy of this book. It was an ebook, basically. And we read through this thing, which took us all of about, 10 minutes to read. And it was horribly written. I mean, the person had no, let me put it this way. The writer was not a writer. The person who wrote this book was not someone who had a very good command of the English language, in written form at least, and really had no clear concept of sentence structure, and really couldn't keep her thoughts straight when she was writing this book. So Tommy and I, we were honest about it. We actually reviewed it on our podcast, and we gave it a fair review. This was definitely more than fair. We were being nice about it. We weren't being mean. And we said, this book, we wouldn't recommend this book for free, much less pay for it. It was just that bad. But ours was one of the few, and I mean very few, reviews that were negative, that were 1-star ratings, because most reviews, and there were a lot of them, were 5-star ratings. And Tom and I were just, we saw this and we looked at each other and we said, how on earth is this possible? Well, it's possible if somebody's out there, the person who wrote is giving the book away for free to a lot of people and saying, hey, give me a good review. But that's why Amazon started doing their verified. You notice it was a verified purchaser, and they've taken a lot of steps to clean up a lot of that sort of thing with the fake reviews. But it's still out there. They're still out there. And it's not just Amazon, but it's all over the internet. So just because you see something with 5-star ratings, 5-star reviews. In fact, if everything's a glowing review, I would say if it's perfect 5-star review, you definitely you have to take a very close look at that and do a lot more research before purchasing that item. Do not trust it if it has a full 5-star review. This day and age, if you've got, let's say if you have 3 reviews and they're all 5-star ratings, it's probably all right. But if you see 50 people have supposedly or allegedly purchased this product and they're reviewing it and they're all 5-star glowing reviews, check it out. Now there are some exceptions, like everything else. There are companies that are so good, that are really that good, that they can deliver the service, the product and the service so well consistently that people just love them. And there are companies out there. They do exist, absolutely. But if you see if you see a particular product, it's 100 people, 5-star reviews, check them out first a little bit before just trusting those reviews. there are too many of them out there that have basically paid for those reviews in one way or another. And there are services out there that will say, hey, you know what? We'll make sure that you get a bunch of reviews for your product or service. You pay us a certain amount of money, and we'll basically jack those reviews. There are companies out there that do that. It's definitely not ethical, completely unethical, but they do exist. So once again, if you're going to buy a product, look at a service online, don't necessarily just trust the reviews. What's better than just trusting reviews is to go with personal recommendations. Your friends, your family, people that you know and you trust, word of mouth, personal recommendation. That's why social media can be a good thing for people that you know and trust, not companies that are advertising on social media that says, hey, this is good, like this is a good bottle of wine, but people that you know and trust. Like, for instance, this wine stream. If I'm telling you that this is a good bottle of wine, there's a pretty good chance you can trust this bottle of wine. You can go out and purchase this wine, and you can trust it because I tried it. You watched me try it on the wine stream. You're watching me drink it, and I'm saying this is a good bottle of wine, and it is a good bottle of wine. I like this wine, and I will buy it again. That's a sort of recommendation that you can say, hey, you know what? If he says it's a pretty good bottle of wine, I'm going to try it. Now, of course, everyone's taste is different. There are wines that I like that you might not like. Like this is a dry red. The Chianti is a dry red wine. It's very, very, this one's a very fruity wine. And if you don't like dry, red, fruity wines, you may not like this one. It's just, but that's a personal taste. Now, just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's not any good. It just means that's not your preference. So if you don't like dry, red, fruity wines, you have been warned. Don't get this one because it's a dry, red, fruity wine. But if you're looking, let's say, for instance, even if you don't like dry, red, fruity wines like this Chianti, but you're looking for a gift for someone who does like that kind of wine, then you can say, you know what? I don't want to try this myself, but I want to give someone else a bottle of this wine as a gift. And he says this is a good wine to get. Maybe I can trust this recommendation, and I can purchase this bottle of wine as a gift. And that'll work. Let's say, for instance, if I do open a bottle of wine, it turns out to not be good, or corked or vinegar, or just not really up to my standards for wine. And my standards are not really that high, but I do have standards for wine. There are some wines I will not drink. There are definitely some wines I would not recommend. But if that happens to be one of them, I'll be honest about it. And I'll open it up. I'll try it. And if I don't like it, I'm going to tell you I don't like that wine. It's going to be an honest review for me, but I'm not going to lie to you. It's just not it. If you're investing some time to watch this and you want to say, hey, you know what is he like, and is it any good or not? Well, I'm going to tell you if it's good or not. If it's no good, I'm going to tell you. So as far as the wine stream is concerned, I'm going to make that commitment to you right now. If I'm going to be honest about it. If it's a good wine, I'm going to say it's a good wine. If it's not, it's not. If it's meh, I'm going to tell you that's that too. So that's that.
It was early in the wine stream when I began to think not only about my role as a host, but as a responsible influencer as well. It was time for a disclaimer.
If you're watching the wine stream, be doing this at home or in your hotel room or somewhere where you're going to be settled in for the night, wherever it is. Don't be doing this. Don't be drinking and driving. Don't be watching this in a bar somewhere where you can go where we've had too many of these and then you're going to drive home. I don't want you to do that. I'd rather you turn off this wine stream right now, right this minute. If you're in a bar or you're somewhere and you're saying, "Hey, I'm going to drink with Rick and I'm going to drink the whole bottle of whatever I have," turn off this wine stream right now. I don't want you to do that because that's not what this is about. This is about getting together, sitting back and relaxing at home, having a great time, having some wine, having some cheese. Interact with me in the chat. Interact with me in the chat by all means. But because I don't want you to drink alone. I don't like to drink alone. But by all means, I don't want you to be out and about drinking, driving, that sort of thing, because that's not good. That's not healthy. Anyway, see everyone next week. And until then, hope everyone has a great week. Thanks for joining me on the live stream. And I'll chat with you all later. Good night.
To clarify, I do want you to watch the show. I just ask that you watch and drink responsibly. In our next episode, we'll review a Tempranillo, pair it with some cheese, and find out what wines I don't like to drink. I'm Rick. Thanks for watching, and remember, don't drink and drive.
Wow.